Happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. Oh, I am, as you can see, I am back on the East Coast. I'm back. I am back home. I am back. It's like, how you say sometimes when I come home, it's like I'm back to my life. And depending on how you left, um, depending on how I left my life, um, it will determine how I show up in it. So, the question of the morning is who woke up? Who woke up today? There was I think I'm still going to answer that question later, but there is uh, uh, there is I don't know if there's a saying. There's a thing that when you make a declaration or when you make a decision about something, you'll be tested about that um, decision. It's almost like, how I am. It's like I will say things like, oh, this is what I want to do, or this is what is important. And it's like, are you sure? Right? There's that question. Is this really what you're going to do, or is this something that you're just saying? And so I woke up with, I guess, reminders of my past, reminders of things that kept me from um, being myself. And so it was like, am I going to acknowledge that that's also a part of my life, of wasting time or getting distracted or um, not um, being consistent in an area that's important to me, or stay focused on the urgency of doing the things that are important right now. Um, I have a very strong, I don't say very strong, but I have a strong Christian label. And so this is the week, this is the beginning. Um, Even though this is the traditional, let's just say that this is the traditional week of of Christmas and what that means to the Christian faith. Even though now we know that by just simply reading the Bible, um, the tradition is not you know what the scriptures say. Um, about the timing and everything like that. But the traditions are so strong. Sometimes we are committed to the traditions than the truth. I read somewhere that we are more committed. We are more committed to the lies in our life than the truth. We are more committed to the lies in our life than the truth. Yeah. So I am going to pick cards. So I am seeing your purpose. and it is you I like. That's that's from Mr. Rogers. The big thing about that, it's like it's kind of funny because I've been on the West Coast for the last week. I went last Tuesday, um, and typically I stay long enough to just get used to the time zone, and then I leave. Right, then it's time to leave. So it's about a week. So it takes a couple of days to get used to waking up that certain time in the time, and then we readjust. I guess it's called jet lag. I don't know about you, but it feels like um, my camera is a little darker. It's a little darker than normal, but such is fine. I said something yesterday about honoring time and acknowledging time, but not living by time. And it's very interesting when it looks at when I look at time zones, right? My body adjusted adjusted to the time because that's when they said the time is. So I could have ignored that the West Coast was 3 hours behind and just kind of kept my body in rhythm and said, okay, this is what time it really is, and kind of stayed with that. Or I adjusted to it. And I think where the question that I have today, where am I allowing time to dictate my life? Where am I adjusting to time versus, good morning, Dr. Deborah. Good morning, Dr. Deborah. I feel like I'm sitting further away. So where am I letting time dictate and adjust to instead of just living my life? Ask that question for yourself. Where are you letting time dictate what you do and what you don't do, the choices that you make, um, and adjusting to that versus just living your life? Interesting question. There was something that came up yesterday that I didn't share because I wanted to break down living and dying, or living and dying, the act of living and the act of dying. Um, if um, um, if life is just about making choices, that's what our life is. It's choice to choice. Dying is um, our awareness of losing choices. Losing choices or not taking choices. Something. I've been trying to figure that out. If that's so, if that is not the case, if I can't work it out, if I can't work out that life is choices and death is losing choices, or recognizing that you have less choices, or you're not taking choices, then if there's no comparison, life isn't about choices because they're polar. They're there's a polarity to those two things. So there is an equal to that that I'll have to be able to wrap my head around. So, yeah. Um, there's it's interesting. Dr. Deborah is on this morning because I had a wonderful conversation with her, and I'm finishing, of my proposal to send to her about a journal to go along. What makes you you journal, and it's a companion to my first book. It's a companion to the first book, Beyond the Shell, Finding You to Protect You. And so it goes through asking the questions: what makes you you? Um, I think there's like 13 or maybe even 20, 13, anywhere from 13 to 20 questions within that book that I'll take one by one. I take the person through, and I invite them to write a story or draw a story of your answer. Is it your kin? Meaning, is it your family? Right? Is it your family that makes you you? Um, and you answer yes or no because. And just go through that. So I'm finishing that, and I realize that this has been a season of a lot of things, a lot of, ideas, but there's a lot of things that I didn't finish. And I would say that the reason why I didn't finish is because I wanted to be perfect. And the reality is, it's not that I wanted to be perfect. The reality is that I was scared to holy Jesus if that was the right thing. There are so many times, so much that I want to be like the magic pill. The This is the one thing that will turn around all of my problems, my challenges, everything. Um, Instead of it's a series of choices and decisions and things. So I can have all the ideas, all the support materials, but not a complete offer to give people access to it. I uh, I was told recently that my website, even though it looks lovely, right, I don't give people, I don't make it easy for people to do business with me. Um, because I talk more about myself. I really don't explain to people why, um, or the power of I am William Brown. The power and the reason why I'm having a conversation of I am William Brown. What does that mean for you? Um, and that's what I need to say on my website. That's what I need to say within my communication. But the reason why I've embraced I am William Brown is because I believe the more that there is awareness of myself, the more um, that I can be available to the world. Hence, the more you know about yourself, the more that you can show up in the world fully. That's what I am William Brown is all about. Um, and I don't talk about that enough. I talk about being yourself and living your life, but what does that mean? Why is that important? When we look at all the things that that show up in our life, opportunities and distractions. The only way that we could truly make a difference is to be ourselves. So, yeah, I am William Brown. Recognize the importance of I am in your name. It's a declaration, it's a goal, it's an inquiry. And that's what I'm inviting. I'm inviting you to inquire about your life. So as I struggle, as I, you know, I talked about that last week, the word struggle. It's really, the struggle is that because of my circumstances, because of the situation, I am struggling with the flow of my life. That's the struggle. So I am seeing, even when I don't feel that I am seen. The same for you. Where are you seen? Where you feel like you're not being seen? Because you are seen. You are purpose. Where are you? How does purpose show up in your life? Where you feel like you still need to find purpose or experience purpose. It's just you. And do you like yourself? I would always, in the past, felt like was right before love, right? Or sometimes, or you have to like yourself before you love yourself. And I think sometimes the more I just explore that, I can have access to loving myself, right? Without liking myself. Because love is so expansive, so big, that there's a love that you can have for yourself, but not a like of yourself. I think the like is the joy, the enjoyment, the fun. It's interesting. For me, love sometimes doesn't show up as fun, right? But like does. So it's you I like. Even in those times where you feel like you're not doing everything that you want to do, need to do, can do, you still like yourself. You still find enjoyment in yourself. That's where I'm going to be today. So, yeah. I wanted to be committed to this conversation, not just because it's an obligation, not just because, I'm like building, this is my commitment to myself and my commitment to you. The importance of really looking at your life and saying that I am going to show up, even if I don't understand, appreciate, or kind of get it. I hate to compare myself to a football team, but sometimes things that show up in your life or things that are important, they're like lessons for you. They're like lessons for you. And I have mentioned before that I'm a Steeler fan. I grew up in Pittsburgh. Um, and the Steelers have always been a connector to the city. So it's like no matter where you are in the world, because of their success and because of their reminder and the grit and all that other kind of stuff, they would pull you back into, you know, my hometown and everything like that. And they're, they were successful and on. Um, there was a lot of games that they won, and then the last 3 weeks they have not been performing at the level that all of their wins, dictate. There's not this getting better type of thing. This is, you know, there wasn't this, while everyone else was figuring out um, themselves. Um, the Steelers weren't figuring out themselves. They were just benefit of people making mistakes and all that other kind of stuff. And it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like my life, that there was so much of my life that was um, easy or without effort. It was just happening. And then it wasn't. And everything that I was doing or I thought I needed to do wasn't successful anymore. So instead of doing the work to figure out how I could be successful, I spent more time. I have been spending more time questioning why what once worked doesn't work anymore. And as I say, the world wants you, the world needs you, but the world isn't waiting for you. So how can I embrace that and figure out, learn? So the more that I'm unable, the more that I am able, let's say that, the more that I am able to not just be myself, but like myself and know myself. It's the same for you. The more that you not just like yourself, but know yourself and make the adjustments. Because you are being seen. I think too often I don't know if it's wasted energy, but it's extend energy. There is energy that is used up in areas that are not necessary. So there is this this energy that will be extended or expended on, if I'm being seen, why am I being seen, what are they looking at, all that other kind of stuff, versus just acknowledging that I'm being seen. And because I'm being seen, it's an opportunity for me to show up. So, because this day is calling us, this day, you know, I love how yesterday I'm still sitting with what I said, that the world wants you, the world needs you, and the world is waiting for you. What is the world? The world isn't this big thing. The world is what's right next to you. The world is your family, your friends, your supporters. It's all those things around you. The more that we recognize that our world wants us and needs us, but it's not going to wait for us. Then there's an urgency, importance. Just be ourselves. Hmm. So, as this day continues, it is my prayer that we, it's like, come to terms with we are seen, even when we don't want to be seen. That we fully embrace that we are purpose, that we are purpose. And everything that we do is purposeful. Even our thoughts that we're not have a purpose. They have a purpose to forward us or distract us or to convict us. Is that the word? I think when, I was thinking that, everything works out for our good, right? For those who love the Lord, their Lord. Wow. I don't know why that came up. That even our distractions, I wonder if I look at my distractions as a way not to keep me from what I'm doing, but as an indication or to let me know if I'm committed to what I'm doing. That's different way to look at distractions, right? Embrace that. Because there's sometimes distractions aren't as easy. I guess for me, they're not as easy to get my attention as other days. And that we recognize that it is you that I like, that you like yourself. Good morning. So the cards that I picked that I want you to look at your day. I didn't realize who woke up. I don't know if you've answered that question for yourself. Who woke up today? What part of yourself, what awareness of yourself woke up today? And will you honor that? I woke up with a version of Don't You Worry About a Thing Again in my head. So it is just reminding me that, yes, there are things that I could worry about, that I need to make a decision not to worry, not to deny things, but to not to worry. Not to worry. So, who woke up today for me? Determined comes to mind. but I don't think that's the truth. I think trying woke up today. Um, and if you watch the episode, I will invite you to go onto my YouTube channel, Disconnect to Connect Conversations YouTube channel, or One Word Conversations with Karen. I think that's how it would come up if you kind of put that in the search. One Word Conversation with Karen Ward. The conversation was try, and try is cautiously doing. So trying woke up today. So I'm going to be cautiously doing today. What is inviting you to cautiously do? Because it's within our doing, after we acknowledge who we are, then we can have our happy today. So, yes, it's good to be home. It's good to be home. But even on the West Coast, I was home. So, deep breath. Hold it. Out with the mouth. Have a wonderful day. There might be times where I show up on video, on live today. I know there are some things that I need to be recording, and so I may do it live, or may record it and put it out later. But blessings, my friend. Happy today.